I'm Harold Phillips with OregonFilmandTVDollars.com. We're here to talk to Christopher Toyne, who's producing the Northwest Film Financing Symposium on March 9th and 10th, 2012. So, Christopher, what is the idea behind the Northwest Film Financing Symposium?
Well, we did 3 successful ones over a year ago, where we split out the need to look at financing, marketing, and distribution of getting a film to market. How to get it financed, how to market it, how to put your materials together, and then finding a distributor. So we felt that our market has changed here with the advent of 2 big TV shows in town and a third one with Portlandia, and we felt that we wanted to revisit those 3 basic principles of financing, marketing, and distribution.
Could you tell us why it's important for Oregon filmmakers to understand the ideas that you're putting out in the symposium?
Well, the first thing is that we want to get people to understand that if they can lift their game budget-wise, then there is a partnership between government and the private sector with the Oregon incentive program. And in fact, one of the main things that we're going to be looking at in the symposium on March the 9th will be the availability of IOPIF, which is the Indigenous Oregon Investment Fund, and that is why we'll have Vince Porter there. And indeed, that fund is underutilized at the moment.
So what can you tell us about some of the presenters?
To cover a broad spectrum of traditional feature distribution, and probably more it just happens to be the person who's coming up from LA is Stephanie Slack from Mar Vista Entertainment. Mm-hmm. And although she's head of co-productions and acquisitions, her remit is primarily television movies, but nonetheless we will look at the whole gamut of the more traditional method of distribution, film markets like Cannes, MIPCOM, MIPTV, Berlin, the various film markets, and of course the American film market, AFM. So we're going to look at the broad spectrum of how to finance a film in terms of pulling your package together. Another expert we'll have will be Jeffrey Hardy, who has a company called Film Profit, where he actually puts together an amazing package of financials, breakdowns of where distributors get their coin back from, which markets are valuable, which ones are not, how films do when they have no names attached or how they do with names attached. So Jeffrey puts together a whole package for an entity, whether it's the financier of a film or the producers of a film who are looking for financing.
Will there be anybody from Oregon present?
Yeah, we think it's very important. We're doing this in conjunction with the Portland, Oregon Women's Film Festival, POWFest, and therefore it seemed both logical and fun to have Katie O'Grady on the panel. I mean, Katie is both obviously a very fine actress, but also the producer and one of the 2 guiding forces behind the success of Rid of Me. Rid of Me was a small indie that's become quite a gorilla in the marketplace. I mean, it's found international distribution. It's just been sold to Showtime for its first television run this morning.
I did not know that.
And so here is a local film made by 2 very talented local filmmakers, James Westby and Katie O'Grady, that has actually hit, not necessarily the big time in terms of millions at the box office, but it's done extremely well at festivals and now has found an international distributor, a sales agent, and now a television deal.
So give us a breakdown of what's going to happen on each day.
We try to make a broad mix, and we're not going to be down in the weeds. We're not going to be doing, case studies. This is going to be very much an interactive. We're soliciting questions in advance. If people want to actually send their questions in advance through the OMPA website, try and get those questions in during the course of the mornings when the question is relevant to the speaker's piece. In other words, it's not going to be just 6 speakers talking at you for the whole morning. Finishing off the first day, a lot of people in this marketplace find angels. An angel is somebody who invests in film, not necessarily to make huge profit. Yes, they'd like to see a return, but because they either like the filmmaker or they like the project or they want to be involved in the creative process. We have 2 people who, Eric Dublé and Matthew Wilson, who are members of a number of angel organizations. Eric and Matthew will be on the panel to give an insight as to what they not having been in the film industry are finding out in their journey through the film industry. Second day, I think it's going to be much more craft orientated. It's going to be much more, how do you put together your marketing package, your one sheet, what you need in a package, and a look at these new forms of VOD, video on demand, rather than never going to print, going to celluloid. We're going to be looking at where DVD sales go now. How do you get onto iTunes? How do you get into Netflix?
So tell us, who should come to this event? Who do you think would get the most out of it?
Well, we're looking at it in two ways. We have an invitation-only breakfast of investors or potential investors, people who either have invested in our marketplace recently and would like to hear the perspectives of somebody like Stephanie Slack from Mar Vista Entertainment. And then we hope in that breakfast room will be people that have sort of thought about it, maybe angels in the making. Then the two general sessions, we're hoping that all of our Northwest filmmakers, maybe with or without their potential investors, come and get a feel for how to up their budgets to take advantage of OPIF and IOPIF. What is needed in this very rough and tough marketplace, where there's an awful lot of feature-length projects trying to find very, very few slots in the distribution world.
Finally, what do you expect the attendees of the symposium to walk away with?
Courage, courage of their convictions, knowledge, intel, be maybe a little wiser as to the pitfalls, or a little bit more happy that they're on the right course.
And there you have it. For more information on the Northwest Film Financing Symposium, visit ompa.org.